Hello, hello, JMC family. Once again, I am here, Mr. Josh Kent, with another installment of Speaking with the Village, talking to you about just some things that you might be wondering as a new or prospective foster parent. Some of these things are fun. Oh, sorry, just messed with my hair. Some of these things are informative. Sometimes we talk with a expert in the field. It just depends on kind of how I'm feeling and how the availability of some of our professionals, as well as some of the things I hear talking with new parents, current parents. And so something that I wanted to do today is start with is address some community resources for foster parents. A lot of the time when someone first starts getting involved in the fostering process, they are wondering what's out there. JMC loves to be available, loves to be interactive, but some of the ways that we do that and provide that support is by referring you out to other resources that are in our community. This might be a part one of two. There's so many resources, or maybe three, who knows? Maybe this will be a theme, a series. You can tune in and see if there's more that I find or come up with. It's ever changing because there's always people wanting to do good, which is an awesome trend to have, that we're always growing and we're always looking for new people to be a community resource for our foster parents. So to start it off, I want to go to one of the biggest resources that we have as child welfare workers, and you as a foster parent, is Department of Children, Youth, and Families. So DCYF is who we work with to make sure that our kids are supported. And one thing that they provide is not just getting support for these children to be placed, but also like to provide some resources for parents as they start the process. So one thing is, once you go to services for families, foster parenting and kinship care is what we're going to have. You're going to come down to. So I can click on that. It'll bring you to this page. It has a whole lot of information, whether it's happenings going on, some new regulation, or some new changes for maybe guidelines. There's a whole bunch of things like this tab over here, stay informed, things going on in child welfare. I really like to point out this parenting resources. It's a good place to go for maybe just kind of some frequently asked questions, some frequently addressed topics, whether it's like here, behavioral strategies, child development. They have websites, they have trainings, they have a whole lot here that's available to everyone, as well as some things you might have to kind of dig a little deeper on. So it's something that is ever changing and I'm still learning about. So service organizations, talks about, other services that could provide, not just the ones I'm talking about, but other ones. We might have to go through some of these in another time. But DCYF, let's add that to here, dcyf.wa.gov. There is the website, dcyf.wa.gov. That will take you to this homepage. And like I said, services and talking about for families, talking about foster parenting and kinship. There's a lot of support for our foster families. They are great. And so something that I want to highlight was that DCYF is our state partner that we help place these foster parents with. And so now more of a local private partner that, I would like to feature is Compelled to Care. Compelled to Care was an organization that's amazing and started in a church as a church ministry, but has evolved into something that's much more than that. Is not just centered around churches, centered around supporting families. They help you find your best fit and provide a lot of community events. Ashley Wambach and her husband do an amazing job of being there for our parents. Ashley, Cindy, Jane, some of the main players here. Like I said, Nick, who's Ashley's husband. We got Mr. Nathan Lachine, who is an amazing man in itself and a means of support. And some of these other people who, as you see, there's a dad's night out group. There's a single mom's night out, mom squad. There's a lot of options to get involved. There's trainings. There's ways to serve. They do an awesome job of providing support for our foster parents. We Foster WA, another organization or group of people that maybe we'll highlight next time in our, like I said, there's so many things we could talk about. So there's the community of itself. There's the care boxes. They do an amazing job of delivering just some much needed items, gifts, things for people, for the kiddos that are experiencing foster care. So I like to highlight them and what they do because they have great involvement, but also great resources. So that's a way to get involved and have a community around you outside of just the JMC village and the JMC community, but also have some resources to look for, some support as well. Those care boxes are great. They're age dependent. So if you have a 14 to 16-year-old, they'll have a box specifically for that. An infant, they'll have boxes for that. They have a lot of support. And they have family dinner nights in different communities around. They're mainly, they're centrally located here in the Olympia, Thurston County area, but they do outreach too, and they have different support groups that meet in different spots. They meet virtually. So they're really great to get involved with. We have a couple foster parents that are on in our village that love to involve themselves in the events that Compelled to Care has and the community support. So we got DCYF, Compelled to Care. So I'll put that. So compelledtocare.com. They're an amazing group of people and a community that I love to be involved with. Here, let's see. Let's bring myself back up here. Got my Compelled to Care mug right here. Thank you, Ashley. Shout out. So she does an awesome job of being a partner, being a community support for all foster people, people supporting foster kiddos, whether it's us as community leaders or the foster parents themselves. That is the main focus. So alrighty, we have Compelled to Care. I talked about DCYF and the resources they have. Another amazing foster parent group that really advocates for the best needs of a foster parent is FPAWS. So we have FPAWS.org. Let's add that banner to the bottom of the screen. This is the website we're pulling up, FPAWS.org. So FPAWS is the Foster Parent Alliance of Washington State. So they are amazing. They're just families helping families. This last weekend, let's take Josh off the screen so we can see. They just had their Northwest Caregivers Conference. People from all around the state come get training. There's childcare. It was at Great Wolf Lodge. We had a family go and get some training, but also get some time for their kiddo to play and a little bit of break for them. There was food and all kinds of great things. I have, let's see, I have all these great partners who give me great things. Let's see here. Shout outs to FPAWS. I got my nice mug. I've worn a t-shirt or two from them. So they do a lot of events to kind of provide training and support and advocacy. So as you can see here, they have trainings. If we go back, is Mike doing a little support or advocacy with the lawmakers. So they just do a really great job of staying involved, and they have no organization that backs them. They're purely supported by other community members. As you can see, all these people that have given to FPAWS to make sure that they are meeting the needs of our families. So they have ways to donate, but also ways to get involved. Caregiver conversations, like I said, that just support in itself. They have a lot of community backers that give them what they need to make sure they're a hotline for support. As you see, they have a 24-hour commitment to our foster parents, and then just a lot of information and resources for our foster families and our kiddos. They have clothing closets. They have all kinds of things that will just be, support. There's national, there's Washington, a lot of 24-hour support. They have, like you see over here, some upcoming events. Let's look forward to see if they have anything coming in November. You get a consistent caregiver conversation and support call. So, and like I said, a caregiver conference every year. I went last year. It was amazing. This year I was unable to make it, but it was, from what I heard, amazing. They have lots of options, 4x phone, Facebook groups. Maybe I'll have a separate one to go over that, because that's a big resource for our foster parents is Facebook support. And so I had those three, I think, are amazing organizations. I am running up to 15 minutes here. So I am going to put a pause on that. Like you see, I have a few other tabs open, but this will be part one. Join us for part two. I don't want to ramble on for too long about the amazing, like I said, there's a lot of resources for our foster parents. But sometimes, good things come to those who wait. But the three I featured here today: Compelled to Care, amazing support. DCYF does its own amazing support of, and has resources really that we can guide you through. There's a lot on their website because they do a lot. But then also FPAWS, amazing advocacy group, as well as what means of support. So I wanted to give those resources to you so that you can give to yourself and you can care for yourself as you care for these kiddos. There's a lot of more resources that I want to feature. So come back for part two. Next month, I'll have a part two for you all that I'll feature some more. How about at least 3 more? Maybe I'll see if I can stretch it into 4. I don't like to go too long on these things, so that you have some time to care for yourself and find that information for yourself. I like to give it broad strokes so that you can find what works for you. But if you have any questions, please reach out to me, Jake Kent at jmckids.com, or shoot me a text or a call. Here's my number right there. You can pause the video, type it in, text Josh. Oh my gosh, let me get involved with this thing. Or how do I become a foster parent so I can get these great resources? Anything you might have. I'm like to be always available. Even if I'm busy personally, I like to make sure I can shoot a text or answer a call and say, hey, let's schedule a time. Let's find a time and we can connect, because it is important to make sure everyone's ready for the conversation. But I'm always ready a little bit to have a quick conversation and see what you need, what I can do. So thanks everyone for joining in, and I'll